Yeah, it looks pretty good. Well guys, I'm just trying to make a third hand here because I'm going to be dragging all these 1x8s out of here, trimming them down to exactly 8 feet. And I just want to get this all leveled up with this here. And then I'm going to take a little board and I'm going to measure 8 feet from the board to the saw blade thing, and I'll have exactly 8 feet. So I'm not going to use a 2-inch board, I'm just going to use a 1-inch piece of board, and then it won't be too much of an angle. You'll see what I'm doing, maybe you'll understand. But I can either shim this a little or whatever, but it's on small little caster wheels out of the shop. That's what I have my cut-off saw on. So I just put a post in. It's only drove in the ground about 5 inches, 6 inches, just to kind of make it sturdy. I'll screw that plank to here, and see, I put a shim in here so get it the right height. And this is a nice straight board, it's not warped or twisted. So yeah, we'll be able to make a jig, and then once one is measured, just make them all the same. Well, I got the other end square. Put my gloves on because there's lots of slivers. No chainsaw today. Just going to put a screw in here, hold that block. Okay. Square, and that is exactly 8 feet. Square end against my block. Measure twice, cut once. That is exactly 8 feet. So each one I can just slide out, put on here with that little block in, just square the first end and then slide it against the block, and done. And that'll go pretty quick, so that'll save measuring each one now that I got one measured. And I got the pallet set up behind right here, so I can just take them off. I don't have to do a bunch of walking. Just take them off. stack them up right here. If I'm going to be taking them, cutting them, taking them over and putting them up right away, I can just slide them straight across and put them onto the trailer. And yeah, it's all gotta make it handy, gotta make it easy. Got the pallet here, so if it cools off this evening, it's pretty hot right now. I'm gonna just try and get through that whole pile, and I'll just be cutting and turn around and just pile it right behind me here, and then I can just grab boards and we'll start putting siding on in the next day or two here. Get some trim up first. The other end is cracked a little more. The end's cracked in. That's all basically I'm cutting off. That's why you always cut your, if you want 8-foot boards, cut your logs 8'6" or whatever. It dries, the ends crack. Always hard, you're going to put screws and nails in it, so gives you a couple of inches to square it up. Just keep adding. Once you set up that way, everything lines up good. This is sap, so it's not going to go anywhere. So with that post, all these boards should be exactly the same. Dead on 8 feet. So just makes it easier to set it up this way. If you only got 10 boards to cut, you want to measure each one, that's okay. But I have 400 to cut, so yeah. Wind blowing the wrong way. I got all sawdust. I have my pockets full of sawdust. That's how I try to work it, just so that you know, everything's easy, it's handy, it's right there. And these are dried enough now. I'm going to stack them tight together. We don't need strapping in between them. I'll just stack them tight together, and they won't be stacked long and they're going to get used. So, but they are pretty dry. These were cut exactly a year ago, so they're pretty dry. So we'll catch you guys up just a little bit later. Join me and we'll put them up. got a little bow in it for some reason. A little tension. Now once we get some screws in it, it'll straighten out. Well, this pile getting bigger. This one's getting smaller. Not enough there for a little start anyway, but I want to get through the rest of that pile, and then we'll work on that pile a little bit later. But we'll just buck through some more, and we'll get back with you in a bit. Well, Ginger, $10 o'clock. Well, folks, seen it back yonder. Oh, I bought something for the mill, but I gotta clean up the sawdust here in case it rains. I gotta cover the saw. Well, that was quick and easy. Yeah, that little blower was a good investment for the sawmill. Blow the dust off and stuff like that. And hey, it was pretty good. Tarp her down, get back at her tomorrow. I had a couple pieces left over from a previous job. I'm just going to put the house wrap on, and we're going to hopefully get a start on the siding here, get some trim pieces up and whatnot. I'm not sure if that'll be in this video or not, but you've seen I got a bunch of siding all cut up there, all squared ends, and we'll get ready to start. Just got to cut my paper at an angle and get that up, and we'll get a start at it. So we'll get back to you guys in a little bit. Come along, enjoy the journey.